Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 2 of the Sun-Tzu Cup. We have Archie versus Mikejet. So I'm super excited to be able to cast this one. We had Archie going straight into round 2 of the tournament and Mikejet beating Boxer Saint to be able to get here to round 2 versus Archie. A little bit of a elo difference between the two, 1283 to Archie and 1133 for Mikejet. So just doing a little bit of a player profile, we have Archie with some top sieve. Let's have a look. Let's get a bit more of an insight. See, a little bit misleading. Koeman's 5 matches and 4 wins, but we can really see Berber's taking it there, 70 matches with a 60 win percent. Some Persians, Vikings, Hindustanis, and Khmer. So you can see that 70, 144, 148. So we get a bit of Vietnamese, we get a bit of Khmer, and we also get the Berbers as well. So it looks like Archie is a bit of a cavalry player, and as we can see from here, definitely seems to like to take the game early. We have Mikejet, aka in-game name SuperKingMan, with 900 matches, a lot of experience. So you definitely can't discount Mikejet by any means, especially with that highest rating of 1210 still. However, the 900 game's still kicking in, so even though he is only 1100 rating, he's still a very solid player. Let's have a look. Maybe we'll bump this up a little bit for Mikejet. We'll see. 50. So Goths, well, there you have it. Most played Civ. Let's look at the win percentage though. 56% win percentage. And if you don't already follow Mikejet on Twitch, he's actually running a series at the moment called Does It Goth. So pretty much every single civilization he's playing to see, does it Goth and how well can it Goth. So that's kind of the comparison really for Mikejet at the moment. We've also got a bit of Khmer as well with 49 games, a bit of Sicilians as well, all with some decently high win percentages. So it's going to be quite interesting to see exactly what Mikejet comes up with for this game. Alright, and in terms of the map draft, ladies and gentlemen, we actually have another, I believe, City Siege in game 1. So this was seen already against Mikejet with Boxer Saint, so we're seeing it again for the neutral map, which I'm very excited about. And then Archie has selected his home map as Island Hideout. Where is it? Sorry guys. Island Hideout, and we actually did see Archie play this against Gwen already as Celts, so I wonder if he's going to be prioritizing that in the draft for himself as well. And then we also have Mikejet going Canopy. So for those of you that did watch the Mikejet Boxer Saint game, Mikejet went all in straight for the W in these last Canopy games. So I wonder if he's going to develop the same strategy, or maybe he's going to be in his opponent's mind and actually retreat back and boom like a normal game. So a reminder, Canopy, you don't have enough wood for a starting TC, and is at a nomad start. Island Hideout, all your key resources are in the middle of the map, and you've got to chop through the wood line to get there. And the neutral map, City Siege, it is a nomad start, starting with 10 man-at-arms, and there's 2 monuments in the middle that can actually trickle resources. Without further ado, let's get straight into this draft. So Mikejet, being the lower elo player, will get the first ban. Banning Ethiopians, I'm not sure. I don't know if Archie plays a lot of Ethiopians, as we saw before. Archie, and then we have Goss, Mikejet's most played Civ. So I don't know, has Mikejet done a lot of research onto Archie? That I'm not too sure. Especially since it's not the Khmer file, was Mike. Because remember, these players have already picked their maps beforehand, so we do the civilization draft already knowing what map that your opponent has selected, what the neutral map is, and going Poles with the first pick. Remember, Poles was the Canopy pick for Mikejet last time. Archie going Celts, which he was on his home map as well. So these players actually not really banning each other in terms of what they've done in previous games, which I find quite interesting. Japanese potentially on Canopy for Archie. We have Magyars from Mikejet, and he did select Magyars last time. We have another cavalry civ, very strong cavalry civ. Could we see Magyars this time actually on the first game of City Siege? Can Mengo get it right? That's the more important question. And the Khmer as well. And Hoopla in chat does make a very good point. Mikejet did have a handicap in this match because there is more than an 800 elo difference. He could have gotten the Goths in this. I have a feeling these players may have just skimmed over the rule books without going in depth. So I think that could actually be, that's huge really. He still could have gotten Goths, Mikejet. So, but then we have Berbers, one of Archie's favourite civs, and Spanish as well. So really, is it Mikejet though? Has Archie kind of played this and been like, you know, get the draft set up and send me the link? And Mikejet, sure bro amigo, I got you man, I'll send it through to you. Hindustanis, okay. And Aztecs, we did see Aztecs last time from Mikejet as well. I like the Spanish pick from Archie as well. Vietnamese, one of Archie's favourite, or is his favourite Archer civ, so going to be very interesting, these two competitors. I feel like they've really gotten some of their favourite civs besides Mikejet's Goths, and then also some of their civs that they have used in games gone past for the maps that they've selected. So I'm super keen to find out how they really utilise these civilizations on the maps that they have selected. So without further ado guys, let's get into it. Game 1. Alright, and here we are on City Siege, but this is, give me 1 second guys, this is the wrong name. We need to reset this, there we go. Best of 3. No, we want to watch this game. Archie, does that look good? Okay, just triple confirming guys, that says Magyars, right? Up there, that's Magyars, not Malians this time, right? I've got it right this time. Okay, I see Magyars. Alright, so for those of you that don't know, I got Magyars mixed up with Malians last time. Okay, so let me get my mug off the screen. Okay, here we go. So Mikejet is in a siege tower with the 10 men-at-arms as Magyars, and Archie has, here we go. So Archie, this is what I was saying last time, so you just got to send 2 men-at-arms in to be able to take at least maybe 1 monument, because that's all 10 that Mikejet has sent in. SuperKingMan Mikejet, and then you've still got 8 as well, so you're sending in 2 to try and take 1 monument. So this is what I was really interested in last time in the Boxer Saint versus Mikejet game, is if you did be conservative a little bit and send some men-at-arms forward to harass, but they're not being sent forward. So I guess maybe Archie just wants to wait to see what happens, but I don't know if it's me. So there, perfect. So great start. I love it. Right click, go straight there. Let's see if Mikejet's also on the way. Ooh, but this is crucial. So both players are going for the exact same monument. So you've only got 2. So Mikejet is going to take that monument first. So if you're Archie, that's when you've really got to pull out. Sending a Vil in as well, potentially. But having a little bit of trouble getting into the siege tower. That actually is quite annoying. I remember playing this map and I did find that as well, and that Vil is just refusing to get in, not having a bar at all. Okay, a little bit of idle eco time getting from both players really, 6% more so from Mikejet than Archie. And he's about to break in, and that now is Mike's monument, and I wonder if Archie will realise that now and kind of pull out and be like, well, I don't know, maybe Archie wants to wait to see how many men-at-arms, but I think he can see now. So this is going to be interesting. There's men-at-arms still just chilling, and that villager still also just chilling in that siege tower, quite lost. It's just gotten the wrong GPS location. The Uber for the one chopper has been sent to the wrong location, or their credit card has stopped working. Right, 12 vils to 11 vils. And we have some good housing space from Mikejet. He's never ever going to get housed ever again in his life, it feels like. Lumber camp, and no lumber camp just yet from Archie, but Archie has been housed, and that is going to cause a little bit of idle TC time now from Archie. That is getting only 1 vil out as well. I feel like it's a bit of a scramble normally when you're housed, right? You send at least 2 vils. I don't know, maybe that's just me. And Mikejet, there we go, learning from his last game. But Archie, see, perfect. All you need is those 2 vils. Oh, but in the end, he has sent in a little bit more. He sent in the reinforcements, and he has sent in the 1 vil. Okay, so everyone has sent their man-at-arms in the middle. No one is going for a bit of harassment. And I suppose it is quite hard. Like, you could still go for a harassment underneath here, but the keep could get some decent fire on your man-at-arms as well. So that's the hard part. And I really like the addition of the villager in the middle, though, from Archie. This is huge. 15 villagers to Mikejet's 16. So I feel like that housed situation has caused a bit of a delay for Archie. And you've got to remember that you're up against Magyars this time. So you've really got to make sure that you take into account that their bonus. And here we go. So if that Vil can get there just in time, that's perfect timing for Archie. Being able to wall in. This is a good start. And Archie hasn't found Mikejet's base just yet. And Mikejet has found Archie's though, so he doesn't know exactly where Archie is located. And here we go, we do have a fight in the middle, so they did end up just burning through that gate. And I probably don't mind this, because at least you've got the villager coming in and doing a little bit of damage. Taking him out of the line of sight. But looks like... oof. Archie just lost that. And it's still the 6-0. Is there any more man-at-arms that we're missing? No. So Mikejet winning that quite convincingly. I'm not sure if it was because of whether or not the micro was on point. But now Mikejet's going to have both monuments, which is, as we saw in the last Mikejet Boxer Saint game, is absolutely huge. Archie now taking in his second ball, and that's got to be stinging, because you might as well have sent them in to harass, even if they're just taking out houses, doing something, taking out the mill so they're not on berries. You know, you sent in... how many was it? 8? And walling him in now, that villager could actually still get the monument. That's the thing, right? So that's a really good job by Archie, being able to save the vil still. But we do have Mikejet clicking up to feudal age. Scout now rushing in. Nope, kind of just chilling, a bit frozen. Oh, we're back online. Villager now just chilling as well. 22 to 22, but Archie hasn't clicked up yet, and Mikejet's about halfway there. Archie must be getting a little bit of some quite good scouting in, some valuable scouting even, but didn't actually notice the base of Mikejet. One thing I wonder, can you garrison in this keep? I actually think you can. Interesting. This is something I've only just picked up on now as well. Ooh, I like that, getting the barracks right in there. So I think this is a great move by Archie, putting in a villager in there quite early on as well. Because now you really get to dictate the way that this is played in the middle. Mikejet is in feudal now, and has gotten the +1 now for those men-at-arms. 6+1 attack. Archie only 20 seconds out though, and does have a decent amount of food income, but the problem is Mikejet still having both monuments, and a good way this early on to really see how much of a difference it's making is to look at the stone, because no one is on stone just yet, as we can see, right? No one's even on gold at this point in time, so that's the best indicator that we have. And Mikejet, all he needs to do is build a stable, or maybe build a blacksmith, and he's already got the resources to go straight to castle, and he does. Am I missing a building? There we go. So we have a market and a blacksmith from Mikejet up front. Archie is fully walled in. Perhaps he's thinking now we're going to see a man-at-arms rush, a scout rush or something, but quite the opposite. We're going to see a fast castle from Mikejet, and also going straight to stone. I love it. So we're probably going to see a castle drop. Are we going to see a forward castle? I see some aggression in Mikejet's future. Seeing some archers now from Archie, Japanese archers. And Mikejet's man-at-arms slowly but surely going through those houses. Archie now deleting the gate. The archers coming through, so he's going to be able to micro this potentially. Doesn't have fletching just yet. Is quite a distance off from clicking up too. Mikejet 50 seconds out, getting all of the economy upgrades. Archie has gotten horse collar, doesn't have double bit. Mikejet now has double bit, bloodlines, horse collar, scale barding armor, and is almost to castle age. This is huge. So I'm assuming with that we're going to see some cavalry, and we do. We have a double stable now from Mikejet, and is sending 5 villagers to gold. I don't know if we have the gold upgrade. Has 816 stone, and Archie really has probably got to feel the pressure at the moment. We do see fletching come in, and still getting some decent damage on these archers though from Mikejet. But I think Archie is going to be able to take that monument rather comfortably at the end of the day. So we could see a bit of a momentum shift from this, and that archer is probably going to pick off the rest of them if microed somewhat well. Oh no, didn't even need to micro. Now you send those archers, go straight to the other monument. But the hard part is it too little too late for Archie ablation? We already have 5 knights out, and we have +2 attack. Obviously with the Magyars automatically getting +2 attack. These are some quite upgraded knights, and we do have Mikejet actually doing a little bit of scouting as well. And here we go, there is a forward castle from Mikejet. Has gotten some good scouting as well of Archie's base. Mikejet knows exactly what's happening, but let's look at Archie's line of sight just for a second to be able to see the world from Archie's perspective, from Archie's eyes. Archie still has done a bit of scouting. That scout's just run through. Do have a little bit of action going on. I don't know if Archie has actually picked up on this. We've got the light cav upgrade as well, and that Vil goes down. A cheeky snipe. That is cheeky. Now is also forced every single villager off gold and is coming back. This is one cheeky light cav. But let's have a look to actually see. That castle hasn't started construction just yet. Knight's putting a little bit of pressure on now. That scout is probably... Oh, another Vil! Huge. That's 2 gold, man. And that scout's still going, still pestering. He's found another one. Surely that one finishes him off, though. No. No way we're getting another one. Hold on. What's the... We do have Loom. Okay, I had to triple check that because she just went down so easily. And that's a lot on gold from Archie. Archie's still not even close to clicking up to Castle Age though. Hasn't taken the other monument. There's a lot going on for Archie. And we have picked off the other scout. I think there was even another Vil though under there still. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4 Vils that one light cav got? Way more than it should have. Way more. And the cheeky castle, and I don't really know if Archie can deny this. Maybe with a tower, yeah, the tower does come out, but the hard part with that tower placement, I mean, you can just pack up and move right here, and you're fine, you're sweet, you're gravy, baby. We are seeing a market from Archie. I think that market really needed to be up probably a little bit beforehand, and garrisoning it in the watchtower. And let's see if Mikejet just kind of moves to the other side of the castle, and I think that's exactly what he's going to do. So that castle is most definitely going up. Archie having to spend stone on that as well. These knights also, and like Cav, are just slowly getting through, but could be doing a little bit more damage potentially. But this castle was really what's going to cause some headaches for Archie. And Archie's actually caught GG, has accepted his fate, realising that I suppose he hasn't even clicked up the castle, his opponent being in castle for such a long time. And just being able to have both monuments so early in the game without any early pressure at all has just secured the win for Mikejet. So GG to both players. Well done, Mikejet. Really strong performance from the get-go, really. Did a good job at winning that fight in the middle, getting both monuments this time, something that didn't quite happen against Boxer in round 1, where he did actually lose on this map as well. So it looks like he's learned from the mistakes. And I love that castle drop. It's just saying, nope, you're not going to be able to just go right on there, and just causing headaches. Massive knights. I think it's a good call from Archie to call it at this point in time as well. I don't really see how it would have been possible for Archie to come back at this point. I think Mikejet, the problem with, not the problem, but the thing with Mikejet is once he is started, once he is in the zone, he's kind of playing on his terms. You're not going to be able to stop him. So well done. Game 1 going to Mikejet, the SuperKingMan. Alright, so that means we are going to see Island Hideout next. So what did we think, guys? How was that? Expected? Shock? Horror? To be honest, I was quite surprised with that. Archie's a very solid player, and for Mikejet to kind of take it as easily as he did, I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Like, what do we think? What are our predictions for the next games moving forward? Is it going to be, is Archie going to come back? He's going to be able to kind of rein it back, or is he going to rein it back but just miss out in game 3, or is Mikejet is going to take it out 2-0 and go straight to the final? And Hoopla saying those monuments are huge. Couldn't agree more. Those monuments really dictated that game. Really, we saw the super fast castle from Mikejet, and just having the stone instantly as soon as he got there, before Archie even had a chance to even think about going to castle. The castle was already on his face, almost on his TC. So really well done. Good games. Alright, let's get on to the next one. Alright, here we go. Island Hideout. So we did see Archie played this before. I've seen Archie play this a couple times actually. So Archie has played this before, when we were kind of in the lead up to Sun-Tzu Cup and we were kind of picking a few maps. We actually played a little bit of a cheeky game on this one just to test it out. It was with Slazinator as well. And yeah, Archie really took a shine to this one. He did like it. I think that's when he came up with the idea to actually use celts on this map as well. So let's see what Archie whips up. A little bit of scouting. Wonder if we did see Mikejet go fish last time, and the only thing with Archie on this map, I think every time I've seen him play on it, he's not been fussed at all for fish. He will make a dock maybe 4 fishing ships, but doesn't commit any more than the 4 and is willing to lose them all. So it's a lot of wood that you're kind of trading off for maybe a little bit of food. If your opponent gets there early enough as well in feudal to take out your fishing ships, don't know how worth it it's going to be. But anyway, let's get my head off the screen so you guys can enjoy the game. Alright, so only a little bit of idle TC time from Mikejet. Much of a muchness to start off with, and let's see the chopper micro. An excellent start from Archie. 3 villas on 1 tree, exactly what you want. And Mikejet only just building a lumber camp now. A very interesting move, waiting to go so late. Sending 3 all at once. The boar kind of playing silly buggers with Mikejet and running around and going back. There we go, got it in the end. And we've got only 2 on one tree and 1 on the other, so not as efficient. And remember, the Celts already get those super fast choppers, but now Archie has moved them, and 2 to a brand new one, so I don't know really how to feel about that. We've just started taking 3 on the 1, but here we go. So we have fixed it up a little bit better. Chopper micro. And we've got the Kamai as well from Mikejet, which is quite interesting. I suppose between this and Canopy, that this is the map that you would want it on. Especially if his intention is to use poles like this last game. Look at that, we're already on the second last one. I don't think Archie can get the second villain there though, by the look of it. I think he tried and it just didn't quite work. And now we've just got 1-on-1 on both sides. It looks like Mikejet has actually pulled the Vil off to start walling up, and he's taking the second ball. All good there. Yeah, this chopper micro on this map is huge, and I don't actually like that lumber camp placement purely because it looks like you could have gone here. You most definitely could have started chopping from here. 1, 2, 3 trees to get through, and now Mikejet has to get through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trees. So really inefficient lumber camp, especially since Archie's almost already in the middle. I don't even think Archie needed cells, to be honest. You can see Archie's trying to get as many as possible, and we do have Archie underneath the TC. Is the scout going to go down? Can he micro? He's just playing with him. He's playing with the man, and I think he doesn't get the last shot on, but Mikejet has his scout on his tail. And I did hear a dock, and it's actually from Archie, believe it or not. Archie with the dock already at about, look at that, 20 villagers to Mikejet 17. Not a huge difference in idle TC time either, but definitely Mikejet with the longer idle TC time. But look, the biggest thing already at this game is the idle eco from Mikejet. Gonna mill the deer, I like that. Especially since there's no berries, you might as well use your mill. You'll need that second building eventually, right? Although you do have the dock. Mikejet. I thought that might have been a dock, but no. Also taking his mill. Sorry, taking deer in his mill. Wow. Milling his deer. There we go, Mango. Good job. We got there in the end. So it looks like Archie's definitely taking a very similar approach to what he's had before, of own the middle and you win the game, even though that's not quite how it went with Gwen. That is still the intention, but I love the addition of the fishing ships. Not producing any more fishing ships just yet, even though you've got 200 wood. I would like to see Archie continue the production of fishing ships, especially because there is none for Mikejet. Mikejet though on the way to feudal already. That's huge. Although there's nothing stopping Archie from clicking up. I'm not sure why. We do have the idle TC time just clicking up and up and up. Maybe Archie's, I know why. Archie's way too focused about the viewers breaking in the middle. Click up, Archie. 650 food. There we go. Good stuff, son. Jaguar's going to come in, do a little bit of work. I think we're going to see some towering happen. So I think we're going to see a very similar approach and onto stone. So I do like this. So on his way up to feudal, Mikejet definitely in the lead though, but Mikejet only just getting up his dock now. So this is the thing. This is why it is worth fighting over water, because imagine if you're able right now as Archie just to really seal the game, get them off of water, and you've owned in the middle. That's GG, man. What are you going to do? Like, you're not going to be able to take tree lines. Your opponent's just going to tower you. I like this. Just wall it up in the middle. Good, good. That Jaguar doing a bit more work on some vills. That's going to be annoying. But the hard part now, you have already exposed yourself. Mikejet, I suppose, could build his own tower. Definitely has that opportunity for himself. Archie really focusing on those walls, but isn't too far out from going up to feudal himself, only 10 seconds out. And we're seeing just a slow production of fishing ships, no fire ships just yet. And see Archie only committing 3 fishing ships to that dock. I suppose though, I think he's probably gotten back the food that he spent for the wood of the dock and the fishing ships now, because he did get the dock up so quick. And I don't know about walling them all. I mean, it'll give you a bit of a warning, but I think even villagers can chew through palisades relatively quickly. And even then, well, I suppose if you build the tower on the other side, there's no way that they could actually come and kind of go through. And I think Mikejet also needs to play a Friday night free-for-all where, in a Mango Friday night free-for-all Forest Nothing match, because this has taken him so long to get through these wood lines. Not the most efficient chopper micro. And let's have a look, because is Mikejet even... Yeah, Mikejet, like, this is visible for him. Maybe Mikejet's just kind of cruising. He's just like, you know what, bro, amigo, you have the middle. I was going to build a stable. I'm going to raid you. But I don't think, yes, he scouted that. He knows that Archie's fully walled at home. I mean, what pressure can you really put on Archie? But we do see the castle age click up, but the hard part right now is, I suppose that's the advantage of the Khmer as well, you don't need the buildings. You can get some really good tasty farms out of them as well. Don't need to drop them off with the Khmer either, you can just literally drop them off as they collect. So we are going to see now this watchtower. So after all that, after all this chopping work to try and get through all these trees, Mikejet's just going to be pushed off anyway. You're going to have to go find another spot to try and break in somewhere else. Unless something I didn't quite think of, if Mikejet's able to get the resources, get enough gold, buy a castle, Ballista Ellie's going to be able to chop through. Ooh, I don't think that's going to happen though. I think we're going to, okay, build the watchtower. I feel like that could have been the play here. I really feel like that would have been a really good play to counter this, to counter Archie's towering. To potentially just maybe take a couple of the stragglers, even though it's not a lot. You're almost to castle. You've got so much gold. You still got enough gold for here. Kind of spam. You're still on food as well. You know that Archie doesn't like taking food. He doesn't really commit a lot to fishing ships. We're going to see a forward stable as well. Okay, so we've got the rear and the forward. No, okay. And both now, and we're going to see the hard part is with this as well. We're going to have a little bit more idle eco time from Mikejet, who is in castle age though. However, a lot of idle TC time. Archie clicked up not too long ago, but still has a while to go to get to castle. And I think we're going to see Mikejet win this tower war, unless Archie pops out and just starts repairing. It is still rather neck and neck, but like I said, I really would have liked to have seen a market and border castle and a Ballista Ellie's just drop straight through and put pressure on the middle. And then that way you're able to go find your own little stone patch, make your own stone, build more castles for the center, own the middle, and get Archie off of, I mean, it wouldn't be on a high priority list to get Archie off water with the only 3 fishing ships. However, obviously, you know, Mikejet doesn't know that. There's only 3. Mikejet with only 5 though, fishing ships. Not really overcommitting either. And that's really the only source of food income though. Archie stonewalling. I do like this approach now. You've got the towers there, stonewalling, and those villages are still in there. Archie's just been like, you can have the tower, man, no dramas, I've got the middle. Now, Archie's also in castle, so Archie in quite a good position here. I think, oh, here we go. So we're going to see the mass up of scouts, or 1 scout, mainly knights from Mikejet. Archie hasn't spotted it yet either, and we're about to see them raid, but Archie has obviously picked up on something and realized, hey, I'm just going to stonewall here as well. And now the only way really in for Mikejet at the moment would be to try and get into house into the market, because this is fully stonewalled, man. If only Mikejet had a unique unit that could chop through trees. That would have been great. And I do like this, at least taking the dock. Why not? Sniping a Ville out the front. Decent. Good castle from Archie. Using that stone. I think on this map, stone is huge. We're seeing 2 TC, 1 castle. And I wonder if we're going to see now unique units coming out of the castle from Archie. Because we don't actually see any other military buildings. We don't see any military upgrades. We do have double bit from Archie and Horsecaller. We don't have any upgrades besides Bloodlines for Mikejet. Still super early days, and I love that forward siege workshop though. Great move from Mikejet. And Archie also going a forward siege workshop. And the player's got to be unique units now. This was the hard part. So Archie is going to start producing some mangonels. Double bit now as well from Mikejet. I don't know where this villager is constructing. There we go. Okay. Slowly but surely we got there. No unique units just yet from Archie with that castle up. And the hard part is you're not going to be able to chop through. So even though you've got the mangonel, what is it going to do? The forward workshop. The watchtower is going to range it. You can't chop down trees. Not sure about this. 967 now gold. But it's only 1 gold patch. I don't think there's much left. It's 400. So Mikejet essentially is going to have roughly 1400 gold to spend. So 400 of that is going to be able to be used during Castle Age as well. And these knights not really doing a whole lot. Archie just stonewalling even behind the marker, saying you can even have that if you want. Siege Workshop does finally go up, and what unit are we going to see? We're going to see a Mangonel. Yeah, good. This Mangonel now coming back from a home Siege Workshop, being able to do a little bit of work now to Mikejet's knights. So it does turn out that Mangonel was the correct play here, and we are seeing a monastery as well from Mikejet. And a 1-for-1 shot there. So next we do have 2 Mangonels though from Archie. And I think I am preferring Archie's position here at the moment, even though he's slightly behind on the score. We're seeing more fishing ships coming out from Mikejet, which is going to be huge. The way that Mikejet is going to be able to turn this around is to try and really utilize the food income that he is getting that Archie just isn't. And and Archie, I think, might get the cheeky shots. Doesn't. Only does half damage, and Mikejet gets the value for money. But is this Mangonel going to be able to spot him? I thought he might have walked straight into that. That would have been super unlucky, and Archie's Mangonel lives on to fight another day. Does take the market, so Archie can't really abuse the market, can't really tank the market intentionally, which could also be a play that Archie might have wanted to do. But I think that's not too crazy. I mean, I don't think, that's too damaging. It doesn't hurt Archie a lot. Archie can just build another one in the middle. A lot of farms, but remember that's the Khmer farms, so it doesn't matter where they're actually placed. Now even a home castle for Archie, which is massive. That's going to be able to stop them in their tracks, really. 2 monks out now as well for Mikejet. And I think we've hit a little bit of a speed bump from Mikejet, because there's not a lot that he can actually do. And he does finally buy the castle. It does feel quite delayed though. I don't think it was intentional. I thought maybe Mikejet intentionally picked the Khmer on this map because the Ballista Alley could chop through. Doesn't look like that's the case though. So I'm hoping he has realised that now, and it's not too late for him to take advantage of that unique unit. But really no military from Archie. 53 villages apiece at the moment too. Mikejet needs to just get a couple of houses down, but he's housed now. And let's see what both players can actually see. So Archie can't see a lot of actually what's happening in Mikejet's base, but he's getting a good look around, and I do prefer now this time Archie spamming castles. A much better option than watchtowers like his last game. I think castles are going to be huge in. Oh, whoa, that is a lot of villagers. Did I miss that before? Okay, so Mikejet has cancelled that castle, and he's now building it at home. And see, the huge problem here is all of that idle eco time. Look at that idle eco time just skyrocket for Mikejet. Obviously has sent 21 villagers forward. 21. Whew. So that's a lot to send forward and then just to pull back. And we do have a dock here as well. We're going to see 21 villies for the dock. Really being able to snatch up a lot of food. Has taken Archie completely off food. Archie does have 10 farms though by the look of it. Kind of booming in the middle. Maybe I'd like to see a castle now over on this side as well. I think we will. 978 stone. And castle's going to go up, and I really hope we're going to see some ballista ellies now. Because those ballista ellies can just rip straight through and go up the guts, and then these knights can actually do something. Put the knights to work. I do prefer the outposts, again, compared to the watchtowers like last time. And Gwen, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. We are streaming the semi-final of the Sun-Tzu Cup. Archie Ablation versus Mikejet, aka SuperKingMan. And finally, we do see the Ballista Ellie. Thank you, Mikejet. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I thought this wasn't going to happen. I thought we weren't going to see this. I thought it was going to happen a lot earlier in the game, but we got there in the end. So let's start chopping. Let's go. Let's go. Get those knights to work. See you, Gwen. Good night. Thanks for popping by. Hope you had a good stream. Alrighty, so let's really kind of try and push through now. We're getting a decent mass of Ballista Ellies. And we're going to see now a lot of castles, though, from Archie. And they're all kind of forwards. They're really trying to make sure that Mikejet can't push through here. So let's see what Mikejet can see, though. I want to see the different line of sight. So he doesn't know there's a castle besides there. So that's tough. I suppose that's your instinct, right? Is to be able to chop straight through there. But these knights will probably see what's happening. See, there's a castle there. Well, let's have a look up here. He's going to see the castle there as well. Probably going to pull back, find that they're pretty much surrounded. So that's when hopefully he sends the Ballista Ellies. Just walk them around. Just go through here. Archie still doesn't have, but Archie does have a monk. Going to start collecting some relics. I think that is the play also from Archie, is to just get some monk production up. Or go straight through the middle, as Char points out. Why not? There's nothing stopping you from going straight through here. And Mangonel is being a little bit annoying. Mikejet, and oh, where is that monk? The monk's locked on. Are we going to see a conversion? That'll be quite big for Archie if we do get a conversion here. I don't think we do. No, we don't. Okay. So it does pull back. Isn't comfortable taking it up the middle. I think, and we do see an Imperial Age, though, from Mikejet, which is a huge play. Great play. I do rate that quite highly, because now at least we're going to be able to get some trebs out. Archie pretty close to clicking up, though, himself. And at this point, you've got to feel quite comfortable for Archie, because he has owned the middle to this point. Has 3 castles in the middle. Is just spamming stone walls. Has all the gold. Mikejet now has no gold after being able to click up. Still does have all that food. I think that's where you've really got to try and make your opponent pay for not committing to water. You have kind of, if you can surround them somehow. The problem is just all that gold, man. It's going to be quite tough. And we are seeing some more docks. I do like that. I think we're going to wait, though. I think Mikejet just wants to mass up the army to be able to then push it in strong. Ape together strong. And Archie has also clicked up to Imperial, but about 2 minutes behind, roughly 2 minutes behind, maybe a little bit less, behind Archie. So Mikejet really is going to get those trebs out as soon as possible. And the problem is, I don't know if you're going to be able to outproduce 4 castles. But we'll see. Getting more of those farms. So really having a strong food income here. But Archie still has 22 farmers. Still only the 1 town centre, but we're going to see a little bit more mills. 7 seconds off, and straight away, doesn't have the gold though. Gonna have to sell some food. I think if we click on the market, there we go. So we do see the selling of food to try and make that treb. And we do have 2 trebs in the queue. Archie is a minute 24 off. Also getting town patrol to be able to get a little bit better vision. I think at this point though, and look at all those mangonels. I mean, if Mikejet was going a mass of archers, they'd be huge. I think the ballista ellies, obviously that's a good counter, but we're seeing mainly cavalry. I mean, not a lot of cavalry though. But nonetheless, the cavalry is going to be able to come through and be able to snipe them. I still feel potentially being able to cut through in the middle and cause a bit of drama, or at least to try and get Archie off of wood, get him off gold. How much stone? Because Archie's completely off stone at the moment too. However, Archie does have now 3 monks, and that's going to become 4. I think that's what's really going to be the most important unit for Archie here. Archie has clicked up and now has 4 castles to be able to produce trebuchets out of. And I don't know, I don't think they reach. They're just short. Or maybe a fair bit short, but yeah, they're definitely not going to... Oh, here we go. We are going to see them... Archie actually delete the walls to be able to try, and I think that's actually going to do the job. I don't know if these are going to get there in time. I think you're going to take both without even a response from Mikejet. And Mikejet is going to send the knights in, but it doesn't look like it's going to be in time, and it's not. And now the hard part of Archie's retreat. Oh no, he has the treb coming out though. I don't know. Could also backfire. That is most definitely going to backfire. That is a great plan. Originally, oh, he's just coming on. No. Oh no, that's where mangonels can be just lethal. And look at this, mangonel shooting at the other mangonels. Oh, this is messy. I think this is... See, this is tough because Archie's got the 4 castles to be able to produce trebuchets out of, right? And Mikejet has lost the 2, but to lose that many mangonels and the trebuchet, I definitely don't think Archie planned on that happening. Not quite like that. We do have a little bit left of this mangonel, and hopefully we see a repair of the treb. No! Got sniped! And so did that mangonel. We are going to see Hussar come in. I think that's really the only play. And let's have a look. We can have a look at the prices. The price of food has just crashed, really. Wood actually worth more at the moment. Makes sense. Mikejet's main resource at the moment is going to be food. Hasn't even gotten half the fish on this map though. All those bills going out again. I wonder where Mikejet plans on sending them. Where's he got up his sleeve? The Ballista is going to try and go and counter. So if that castle goes down, it's going to be super hard for Mikejet to be able to buy another one. And I do believe that I don't actually get bombard. I'm fairly sure. Could be wrong though. Someone in chat knows, let me know. I just want to know what these villains are doing though. What's the plan, Mikejet? Gonna go chop some wood down the Archie's base? Yeah, why not? I don't even know if that's... I think that is an outpost. That is probably going to range him. You're not going to be able to repair that castle either. You've got 2 trebuchets out. I think it might be even 3. No, it's just 2. They used to, but they lost it a while ago. Char can confirm. No more bombard cannons for the Khmer. And that castle does go down. Absolutely huge for Archie here. Archie just really sitting and booming in the middle. Really comfortable here. Has gone in and played the whole game really unfazed. Mikejet hasn't even been able to get a raid off. Hasn't been able to put any forward pressure on. Mikejet trying his best, most definitely, but hasn't been able to really counter this by Archie. I think it really did hurt that poor chopper micro from the start. I think Mikejet, let's play some Forest Nothing, man. Let's practice that chopper micro. Third town center now from Archie. I'm going to see some barracks as well. Nothing too huge at this point in time. And I think it's just feeling more and more like Archie's game. We do finally see the Word Warrior come out now for Archie, the unique unit for Celts. That's going to cause havoc, but that's a lot of Hussar as well from Mikejet. Be able to pick off some houses. Oh, that's the dock actually. Not bad value, not bad value. Let's see, I want to see the range of these outposts though, because that is quite some distance. That is huge distance that those outposts can reach. That is enormous. That's some really good stuff. You can even see that Mikejet chopping here really wanted to. I feel like that these buildings have been here for so long. Archie probably isn't even noticing at this point. Still massing up all that Hussar. And really, I think that's really his only play at this point. Can only get +1 attack and armor for them. Okay, doesn't seem to be able to afford at the moment. Let's check the prices again. Still the same as last time, so perhaps selling a little bit of wood, a little bit of food, be able to get the upgrades before they go in, make sure they're a little bit stronger. At least that way that the monks aren't going to really be able to convert them that well. We are getting siege ram though from Mikejet. I think you do. You need something, right? It's going to be able to oof. And Archie just really making sure. Hold on, so Archie actually buying stone and selling wood from Mikejet to be able to get enough gold. Looks like he will be producing the capped rams and getting the +2 armor for his Hussar. That castle is going to go up, and even another forward castle. Archie really, I think, is that almost all the stone. We still have another stone pile here. Another trebuchet being sent to the front, and all of that stone there. And Archie has just had all of the stone and gold. And now even Mikejet being pushed off the side of the lumber camps, both of them. And it's feeling quite GG at this point in time. I think Archie hasn't even had to really finish him at this point, but I mean, you can't call GG until you do something. Look at this mess. They've got to do something. You got to have a crack at the title, right? You got to try, but the hard part is like the only way you can get through is with these. And I think that's a little bit too late at this point in time. We are going to see a bit of a battle here. Archie though with only +1 attack, +2 defense. And Ballista Alley is the only way that Mikejet's actually going to be able to get through. I think all of them are going to go down this fight. Yep, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that, my friends, will be the game, because there is no way, really, that Mikejet's going to be able to get through now. We'll win the fight, though. So we'll be able to counter, but I mean, you will be able to get through with the capped rams if they can get through the walls of the Ferrari rams. Look how fast those things go, man. What I got under the hood? Got the twin turbo, bro. Hectic. Habib. Blue missing upgrades, and I think that definitely did cost Archie that fight. I think that was quite detrimental in the end, because at least Mikejet in the end did get +2/+2. Red now making the push, getting the siege rams in. That mangonel is going to be quite handy to go push through, but I think they're going to be able to go through pretty damn quickly. I don't think there's much point in really trying to wall behind it. Mikejet's really got to do some damage here to be able to kind of take Archie off some res and be able to get himself on. But I think we are going to see the halberdier upgrade come in, as well as already got pike. No upgrades yet though. We do have the +2 defense. I'd like to see the +2 attack as well. Monks coming in, and I think they might get 1. No, don't even get 1 in the end. And we're going to see a little bit of raids now, so a bit of a pushback. We also do see Honor Jar from Archie. And having to garrison now in the TC with a +2 defense, I think that's worth taking the fight, being able to kill as many vills as possible. But with the Haub coming through now, it's going to be able to pick them off, and Archie really having enough resources in the end to do more damage than Mikejet. So the only army that Mikejet does have, he's able to get some decent value, but you can even see really that even with that raid, it's still at 83 vills to 66, so it's still definitely Archie's game. And now being able to produce the counter with absolute ease as well. That's tough. That's tough. I like that Mikejet's been fighting it out though. Don't go down without a fight. Absolutely. Go down until the very end. But we're getting closer and closer to the end, I feel. Let's have a look. Idle TC time though from Archie. That is huge, 46 minutes. That is nice. Obviously he's got more TCs, but damn. I think at this point in time later in the game though, that's probably understandable, but it's not so Archie has 100 vills. So probably a little bit surprising. But the idle eco time from Mikejet is also what's huge. I think the hard part, Mikejet kind of pushing forward, pushing back with some vills, coming all the way up to chop some wood and then having to get it pushed off. And that's I don't know, was that meant to be a lumber camp near the side? Are we going to chop some fish, or maybe there's some stragglers around here beforehand? I'm not sure. Mikejet's still wanting to go though. He's not giving up. $64 vills, and the hard part, I think, even if Archie just booms away in the middle, Archie needs to figure out, and look at all those idle vills though. I think Archie just needs to make that final push. I think if Archie had just conserved the unique unit for the cells, Mikejet kind of tanking the market now with all that food and wood that he's had to sell to be able to get the gold he needs. Does get hand card as well, so in the eco upgrades, which is quite good. But if Archie had the unique unit out beforehand with the upgrades and now also the Haub, I think it would have been a lot stronger push. I think with the Haub and the Wood Warriors, we would have seen quite a different fight there. But not quite happening at the moment. I feel a little bit of stagnation. Mikejet not going down without a fight. I think we're just gonna boost this up until get the speed up just a little bit, just to be able to push this forward because it is feeling fairly GG. And let's see what happens. We are getting conscription and +3 armor as well. And TC will go down. The Haub protecting the Trebs. Mikejet's only unit at the moment with cavalry in the direct counter with Haub. And the Rams coming through, but I don't think that's really enough. Hussar, at least if you push through, yeah, take the Treb and then probably retreat. Try and retreat. Get out of there, get out of there. And now they can keep going forward. It's still, though, I don't really see Hussar being catching men of position, but not quite. I think we're going to take maybe 1 or 2. No, not even that. Mikejet having to run away. Oof, that still loses all of the Hussar there. Brutal. And let's come back to see, and there we go. We have it. A GG from Mikejet. And Archie taking out game 2 there. Really good game from both competitors. I think Archie, though, just really showing quite a dominant performance there, being able to take out the game. Well done by both players. That was a good game to watch. I think Archie kind of came in with that game plan. You could see how quickly that he did go to the wood line, really micromanaged his choppers really well. Mikejet didn't quite do that, but Mikejet was definitely not out of the game at that point, was still in it. I think the best thing, obviously, we have the advantage of just observing both sides, seeing everything that's happening. We're not in game, obviously, with the stress of being in game. But definitely the move there would have been to buy a castle, get Ballista Ellies, be able to chop through that wood line and just spam light cav, knights, anything that you had. How would you counter that Celt start? I don't think you can directly counter it, Hoopla, but Mikejet, like I was saying, had the counter long term of being able to kind of chop down the trees with the Kamai. If you weren't another Civ, he kind of got a faster input, really. I think we did see Gwen do that because Archie did play this exact scenario against Gwen, and Gwen countered it perfectly and beautifully with that fast imp to be able to then treb down Archie's castles super early before Archie even had a chance to be able to produce any military. Got a little bit too comfortable in the middle and really utilized that fish boom eco. So definitely can be done, but if Archie, like he did in this game, plays it well enough, it's going to be hard to beat Celts on this map, that's for sure. Alrighty guys, so GG's to both players, well done. And we move on now to game 3, which will be on Mikejet's home map, Canopy. And I wonder what he's going to pull. Are we going to see some more shenanigans? I have a feeling that's the reason why he's gone poles at the start. So let's see. For those of you that don't know, Mikejet's last map, or sorry, his home map selection is Canopy. It's a nomad start without enough wood to produce a TC, so you really, to be able to do anything with it, or to be able to produce anything in the future, if you want to do anything, you have to make a lumber camp and then get enough wood to build a TC. However, Mikejet last time built a barracks, built 2 militia, and was all in, didn't have enough wood for another lumber camp. Didn't even have enough wood for another house, so I only had 5 units to be able to take down Boxer Saint, but pulled it off, found the lumber camp super early. So I don't know if he's going to go again in game 3, because there's a lot on the line with that strat. It can work, so, but let's have a look. Alrighty guys, what do we think about game 3 though? Who's going to take it out? Who do we think is going to win this last game? Archie or Mikejet? So the civs that we do have, Archie has gone Berbers. Probably his strongest civ. I think if we looked before, let's double check again, but I think it was like a 60% win rate with Berbers for Archie. Just absolutely huge. 60% win rate, has played a lot of games with them as well, 70 matches. So it's not as though he's just had a lucky streak with 7 games, 10 games. He's played a lot of games with Berbers, so finishing on his strongest civ, but that's not going to really matter if Archie can't get up to, or can't even get a TC up. So let's see what happens. Alright, here we go. House. We're going to see it. It's going to happen, isn't it? Why else would you build a house? He's doing it. It's happening. Where's the barracks? Where's the barracks? Oh no, wood line. That's a wood, no, I don't know what's happening. What's happening? We are seeing lumber camp. We're not going all in. Huge. But still looks quite aggressive to be able to try and find where Archie is though. Although, has he altered the strategy slightly? That even just, maybe, I don't know, maybe you send 2 vills and then the one to build the militia, but then the TC's up. So, well, either way, it doesn't matter. And Archie really hiding. I think he must have seen the last game. Anyway, let's get my head off the screen so you guys can watch the game properly. There we go. Alright, let's get back into it, guys. So, final game. This is what it comes down to. Guys, the winner of this will advance to the final as well. I don't want to give away any, if you haven't watched the games yet, I don't want to give away obviously to any spoilers really, but this is for the final, which is going to be tomorrow morning, live streamed in literally less than 12 hours. So huge. And we have Peace. Haven't actually scouted him at the moment. Has done some pretty good scouting, but Archie can be anywhere in this map, man. That's the hard part. I think trying to scout the different levels, because, you know, this is a big area to try and cover. And Archie on 177, 187, and hold on. Archie producing a barracks. I think Archie feels like he must be thinking that there's an all-in happening. And he's trying to find him. So Archie being proactive about it. What is Mikejet doing with the veals though? Hold on. So we do end up having the 2 veals chopping, and this veal is just scouting. What is happening? I think we are seeing a little bit more of still early rush play. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, so this is super interesting though, guys, because both players now not really choosing not to go the TC. So building the militia now, and now that you do have the lumber camp though, it's extremely safe to do so. Obviously you don't want to lose the lumber camp, because then that'll hurt. I mean, if you don't have enough wood, that'll be GG, but you know, at least here you're able to produce, or you just build houses, and then you're still able to collect more wood. And if you really wanted to keep the aggression, then you just build the mill, right? I mean, only just seeing the barracks down as well from Mikejet. And let's have a look to see Mikejet has, there we go. So Mikejet has actually discovered it, that barracks. So Mikejet does know where Archie is. Let's have a look to see what Archie can see though. He has converted the turkey, that's his turkey. And Archie has absolutely no idea where Mikejet is though. And that's the thing with this guy. So Mikejet has done a really good job scouting the map. So even though it does feel like he's a little bit behind. Oh no, he's not going to send the militia out now, is he? I was seeing not another all-in. No, Mike. Oh, I don't know if that was the insurance. I think that's why it worked so well last time. Was because he just straight away put down the barracks. I don't know. Was last time a mistake, though? Maybe it was a mistake. Mikejet putting down that barracks so early. And there we go. All right, here we go. The 3. So Archie will win this. And I think... Oh... But remember the regenerating health veals as well. He's going to get a little bit of a heal bonus. That's not enough though. Only the 2 militia. And that other militia is coming through now. And Archie being pushed off here. Losing the lumber camp. You take the lumber camp, you win. Oh no, you don't. You still got enough for another one. Okay, disregard. Okay, hold on. What have you got? These are the numbers, guys. Archie wins this fight. Unless that militia gets there in time. Oof. And a little bit of quick ball. I think that does block him out. I don't think he can actually get through. He could go around the long way. Huge. Really great gate. Alright, now back onto wood for Archie. But Mikejet is going to come straight back around. Not really worrying about the res. Now, hold on. This is Mikejet's last veal, though. This is all in. This is already game. Mikejet's only got 1 veal. He's just put everything into this. He's thrown the whole kitchen sink again into this. And you take that fight if you're Archie. You take that fight. How much... Oh... Maybe not quite. If that lumber camp goes down... Ooh, I don't even know if that one got a swipe. He's going up now. We do have peace. And the thing that... So this is what I was saying before, guys. So now that he's got the mill up, he's going to be able to go onto food. I would probably take 1 extra veal, drop the wood off, go onto food. Because then if you just produce more militia, that's GG's. Mikejet, I just think, has gone a bit too aggressive in this one. And he's gone aggressive too late, is the problem. If you're going to do this strat, I think, where you're going to chase them down, you build that barracks straight away and kind of just throw everything you've got into it. Like, yeah, it's not going to be optimal. Or you just throw down the lumber camp, straight away followed as soon as you get enough wood to be able to then go into the barracks and just get straight into it. I think it was just a little bit too much scouting around, having a look around, maybe a little bit of pre-game jitters. Combat, how are you? How you doing? Welcome. You're welcome to Canopy Game 3. This is for the final. So neither player has built a TC on Canopy. They're just going straight in for the militia rush. And we're not seeing any militia being produced just yet. I do forget the cost. I think that's enough food now, right? Is it 60? It is 60. 60 militia. Sorry, 60 food for a militia. And now with that, you've got 3 vills with 1 militia. I feel like Archie has to feel quite comfortable to take that fight. Group up together. Do you go? You've got to go. You win that fight. You win that fight every time. Archie just has to not lose. I completely agree, Combat. That's some sound advice. But I think, can he get another militia with that? If he gets up to 60 again, I think it's 20, right? So I think he can get 1 more. So you might as well, I guess. So Mikejet again has gone all in. I think he's realised his demise, though, as what's really cost him the game. 1 vill, 2 militia. Because this is Game 3 Combat. That's why he hasn't resigned. He has pulled back. I think you were better off pulling back about 1,000 years ago. Because he does have the lumber camp. He could have come back and just started chopping, but that would have been a slow game. That would have been slow. I think losing the vills, though, is really what hurt him the most. I don't know, has Archie found going in with the villager? I think that is a smart move, because now you've kind of matched it and you're full health. No, taking the wrong turn. Archie! No! Wrong way. You didn't go that way, Archie. Wrong way, man. You didn't scout enough with your turkeys. He's just gone straight back. I do like that, though. I like that a lot from Mikejet, because now he's going to force Archie to keep preparing that and hopefully delay any TC start that he might have. Okay, now Archie's putting some turkeys to work. Let's see if he can find them, though. Oh, here we go. We do have the fight. Oh, one goes down. The other's going to go down. Good microing from Archie. He's going to be able to chase that one down eventually. Was scouting the turkeys. Has decided not to. And going to try and get the hill fight. It's definitely not enough, though. But he's going to take a little bit more HP than what he would have before. And really, Mikejet is just going to micro this vill. This is all comes down to 1 man. 1 chopper. 1 chopper that needs to chop. And then build a whole TC. But the hard part is, like, how does he make more villagers? The elephant in the room. How is that going to happen? How's an extra villager going to spawn out of that TC? What's going on? Surely Archie's seen this now. He has. Go, Archie. Go, Archie. Where are the militia? Where did the militia go? Yeah, she's trying. He's going everywhere. We have it. All right, we've got it, guys. We have the GG. I think Mikejet knows that was just going to be way too painstaking to be able to see that through. GG's from both players. Unfortunate. Arcas, thank you so much. Welcome. You've just missed the end of Game 3. I agree that this version is too slow from Mikejet, says Hoopla. Yes, that is my thought on this. Welcome Ark and Raiders. We have just finished the semi-final for the Sun-Tzu Cup. The final is going to be played tomorrow on Hoopla versus Archie. Super excited to be able to see this, be able to cast it tomorrow morning. So we have Australian Eastern Standard Time, 8 a.m, which is about, what now, almost 21 hours away. So yeah, tomorrow morning it is going to be on best of 5 as well. So the winner is going to get 425 million Husky tokens, which is worth about $7. But still, 400, they'll be a millionaire in Husky. Alright, so, Hoopla, sorry. So Archie said on stream he went Berbers and looked for berries so he would be able to produce more militia. Very smart. Okay, I do like it. With the faster moving villages as well. That's Berbers, right? That is definitely Berbers. They've got the faster moving villas. So on this map, I suppose that is going to be a lot better. But I think, yeah, finding the berries and just being able to outproduce the militia. So that's what I did think at that stage as well. When Archie was right near berries, had the lumber camp, and then also had the access to the berries, and you can see that he definitely had that in mind. This was his game plan. So the thing though, if you're going to do that strat though, I think you've got to just, I thought as soon as that house was going down, I thought the barracks was going to come down with it. Just didn't happen, and I didn't feel positive about that. I was like, oh, I don't know if this is the move, because then the villagers went everywhere around. Look at that idle eco time, man. He went all the way around just here, big lap around, trying to, I don't know, be able to find Archie, and couldn't find him, and then decided to drop the lumber camp. But even if you wanted to do that strat slightly different, not as all-in aggressive, I think put down the house, get the lumber camp, get it like super close. Don't worry about trying to find them. Find them with your turkeys if you want, and then just get the barracks down ASAP. But the hard part, I think, the counter to this, really, Archie did think that through and played it quite well. Find some berries next to a woodline, and then be able to kind of wall up next to it. So, well done by Archie. Very well thought out. Well, there we go, guys. Let's fix that, because that's not correct. There we go. Alright, so Mikejet, aka SuperKingMan, has not advanced to the next round, but well done to Mikejet, being able to take out Boxer Saint, and then almost taking out Archie. Both opponents higher elo than him, so he's done well to get to this point, and we have had the second lowest seed get to the final as well, which is Hoopla. So really, the Sun-Tzu Cup really kind of showing that going in prepared is what matters in this tournament, which I'm loving at the moment. We've had some really lower elo players do quite well against some 1300, so the 1100 still really giving it a crack. Absolutely amazing. Alright, so let's have a look. Let's update this bracket now. I can get that up. That's not the right one. Let's get my Discord. Where's the bracket? Here's the bracket. That's the bracket. Alright guys, let's update it. Let's see what it's looking like. And Archie now winning, going in here. Mikejet did win there as well, so let's put him there. So we have Archie advancing through to the final against Hoopla. Huge. Alright, so tomorrow, guys, the way that this is going to be structured, so still similar in terms of it's the exact same map. So we've got 10 maps, and now it's a best of 5. So both players are going to take a turn to ban one of the maps. So let's zoom out just a little bit. So you can ban one of the maps that are on here, each. Then after that, they're going to, like a normal draft, a serpentine draft, be able to select 2 home maps, and then after that there's going to be 4 home maps remaining. Now, to pick the neutral map, instead of each player taking turns to ban until there's 1 left, both players get 1 more ban until there's 2 remaining. And when there's 2 remaining maps, the viewers are going to choose which map that they play on for round 1. Okay? And then after that, obviously, the loser picks one of their home maps to be able to play on to the next game. But it's a best of 5, so you've got to win 3 games So it's going to be super interesting. You've got to beat the opponent on their 2 home maps to actually be able to take out the cup. Huge. So as a bit of a recap, hold on, let me end the recording. If you are watching this on YouTube, thank you for joining, and make sure you watch the final.